Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome in War Eagle. My name is Claire. If you are new, today's video is going to be 7 things that I love and also 7 things that I hated, disliked, highly did not like about Auburn University. Hi friends, editing this video really quickly, and I just wanted to say that I'm actually only doing 6 things that I loved and did not love about Auburn, so 6 of each, not 7. So just wanted to put that out there, and also wanted to put it out there that Auburn is 1000% the best decision I've ever made in my entire life, and I do not regret it one bit, and it's still the best place in the entire world. War Eagle. If you're new to my channel, I like to make beauty, lifestyle vlogs, those kinds of videos, but I also like to make videos that are super helpful for people, especially when it can relate to college. Now, if you don't know, I went to Auburn University. I graduated in May of 2019. It's crazy, it's almost been 2 years ago, but I feel like there are some things that you just cannot learn about college from like orientation or from Camp War Eagle or from professors. There are things that you just have to learn from people that went to school there, because they're going to tell it to you how it is. And I just wanted to make this video and be super honest. I actually filmed this video a couple of weeks ago, and then I got nervous to post it because I am going to tell you 7 things that I did not like about Auburn, and I just want to be super honest. And now overall, if you guys are not new to my channel, then you know that I love Auburn University. I'm so happy that I went there, but like everything in life, there are going to be things about certain places or things that you're not gonna like at all, and so I just wanted to confess those today in this video to kind of help you if you are in high school looking to go to Auburn, or if you are looking to transfer to Auburn, or if you just like facts about Auburn, if you go to Auburn, or maybe you went to Auburn and you can relate to some of these. So I'm going to give those out to you today in this video, so make sure to subscribe because this is actually going to be a series. I have other Auburn videos on my channel, but I've actually been thinking about new videos I want to film about Auburn, so make sure to subscribe because those are going to be coming soon. Okay, so I'm going to start listing the things that I didn't like about Auburn. Hate is a strong word that I don't like to use. However, I feel like some of these things then you might can kind of see. So we're going to say like strongly disliked, and then I'm going to come back and say something that I liked. And we're going to do 7 things I didn't like, 7 things I did. So the first thing that I did not like at Auburn was being in a sorority. And I have an entire video about this. This is actually one of my most viewed videos, so I will either link it up here or link it in the description box, but it's easy to find on my channel. So I did not like being in a sorority. It was not for me. I have an entire like 15-minute video, 20-minute, I don't know, explaining the exact reasons why, so you can go watch that. To kind of sum it up, it just basically was not for me. I'm one of those people that likes to be a part of something where I'm either getting money or really getting something out of it, and for me, particularly just me, I felt like I wasn't getting a lot out of it. Like my thought process was, okay, these girls are my friends after like day 1, and then we can still hang out while I'm not paying money. However, the number one thing that I did like about Auburn is they do have over 500 clubs and organizations that you can join and be a part of that aren't considered Greek life. Greek life, if you don't know, that's the whole sorority fraternity thing, and I feel like I fit in much better with the things that fell into the bracket of the other 500 clubs and organizations. Example, y'all know I was a pink rep at Auburn, and that is where I thrived at Auburn. So, and I made friends like all around campus. I made friends like at the rec center. I made friends with my roommates that I was either randomly assigned or chose to live with, and that was just me. That's what I preferred, and so it just wasn't for me. Again, you can go watch that video if you want all the tea. Second thing I really did not like about Auburn was the biggest city was over an hour away, and at heart I'm a city girl. Even though I grew up in a very small town, I have always just had big dreams of living in a big city, just like a walking city, you know, skyscrapers, malls. And the thing about Auburn is it doesn't have any of that. So if you're looking for a big city life, you're probably not gonna like Auburn. I'll tell you some other things in a second of why you should like Auburn. However, the biggest city closest to us was Atlanta, and it was about like an hour and a half away if you're driving pretty quickly. And so like my friends and I, we would go to Atlanta ever so often. However, that's still a big drive, like a little weekend trip. Also Birmingham is not too crazy far, like 2 hours. Nashville isn't like crazy far. I think it's like 5 or 6. Beaches are like 4, maybe 5. I don't really know. I'm from South Alabama, so I'm not really sure about that one. But it's really like not super bad of a drive to these big cities. However, if you're wanting that big city life, then Auburn is not that. The second thing that I really loved about Auburn is the perfect place for 2 types of people, really. Either A, you grew up in a small town and you're not ready to take on that big city just yet. Like, you want a hometown feel, but a college town, like a true college town, but you want that hometowny feel. Hometowny feel, is that a word? Or you might be the type of person, number 2, who is somebody that grew up in a big city and wants to experience a smaller setting. Again, you're gonna get that hometown feel. Literally, it's such like a family town. Like, there's so many like families and people come and retire in Auburn, and people raise babies in Auburn, but it's also like a true college town. So you're kind of getting like the best of both worlds. Like, no, there's no city life, but there is like a downtown Auburn. There's things to do, and obviously, like, if you're in college and you have one of those organizations that you're a part of, you're gonna have a community. So I feel like it is an easier place rather than diving into a big city right away. Like, I grew up in a small town. I feel like it was the perfect place for me to build a community, make friends, because I feel like I personally would have been super overwhelmed like dealing with the city life. Like, you can still drive around in Auburn perfectly fine. And the third thing kind of goes along with that is that I did not like about Auburn is that there's not a ton of shopping. Now, if you're from Auburn, you know the Auburn Mall is not really the place to go. Like, there are like 10 stores in that mall. Not really, but it is just so empty. I'm really hoping that they renovate it and like just add real stores soon. But there is like a place called Tigertown, which is technically in Opelika if you're not new, and they have like Target and like Dick's Sporting Goods and things like that there. I don't know why those 2 stores came to mind, but they have some random stuff. And then also, like I said, downtown Auburn, they have a ton of cute boutiques, so you do get the chance to like shop local a lot in Auburn. But if you're wanting, again, like the city life, the big stores like the Nordstroms and all that stuff, Auburn does not have that. Which that kind of goes into the thing that I love about Auburn is that they do have a ton of boutiques downtown. They also, if you're a college student, you are going to get like a lot of free t-shirts no matter where you go. And since there's not like a lot of big stores, a lot of people aren't buying from those big stores. I guess they are shopping local, which is really good. And when you're in college, you kind of just wear like athleisure or like loungewear or like athletic wear, which is like all of those things combined, I guess. So you really don't even have to worry about getting super dressy unless like you're going to church or going out on the weekends, whatever it may be. Just know like everybody else is in that same boat with you, so it's not like everyone else is like going to these big department stores or whatever every weekend. One thing I did not like about Auburn at all, and everyone that's gone to Auburn can relate to this, there's always construction going on, like all the time. Literally from the time I went to Camp War Eagle, which is like the orientation, they had like all of Sanford Lawn was like shut down under construction, so we really couldn't even see it. And literally every time I've been back to Auburn, I'm actually going back in a few weeks, and I'm so excited. And I just know that there is going to be some road or some street, some sidewalk, something shut down. But with that comes like positive thing number 4 is Auburn is always staying up to date and renovating and coming out with the new and best things, the new best buildings. I know when I left Auburn, they were also about to redo the Auburn Arena, like some parts of the bottom, because I work there. So I really hope I get to go there in a couple weeks just to see what it looks like. But the thing about Auburn too is like it's always going to keep that hometown feel. That's part of the reason that they don't want to build like the big skyscrapers. And there's also a lot of like controversy of whether or not they should build big buildings downtown, and so that's something that Auburn is really adamant on, is keeping that hometown feel, which is really nice. But I cannot wait to see what Auburn looks like in like 20 years, because even like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, oh that's gross, I cannot believe it's been that long, when I first went to Auburn looks like totally different now, which is just bonkers to me. This one, you would think that with it being a smaller town you wouldn't have this problem, but the parking is insane at Auburn. If you go to Auburn or you went to Auburn, then you already know there's almost never anywhere to park ever. And when you try to get student parking, odds are you're going to be assigned a parking lot that is like complete opposite of where you need to be every day, and it's so frustrating. I struggled getting student parking every year. Senior year I did get it was like B parking or something, to where it was a little bit closer. But guys, they do have transits, which are like buses that will take you around, but still like getting on those transits, waiting on them to go to your stop, and then having to go to like 5 other stops every day, it's like a lot. So I will say that was one thing that was very annoying. One thing with that being said, Auburn does have a walking campus, which means like you can make it from one side of the campus to the other with a reasonable amount of time. Now it is like a big campus. It's not like super spread out. I've been to other college campuses which are like crazy spread out to where you like have to drive from one building to the other, but with Auburn you don't have to do that. Like you can pretty much walk almost anywhere, and they have bicycles that are free. Auburn like really is like such a good environment to where like you don't ever feel like you have to have a car there. Like in big cities, I guess you probably would not have to have a car either, but there are some like smaller schools, like, well, not even smaller schools, like other schools like equivalent to Auburn, to where you like have to have a car or you have to take the bus. Whereas at Auburn, like if you like live close to campus, within like a reasonable amount of distance, you can get to your classes, which is really, really good. And everything that you need is kind of like, Auburn's kind of like a circle in a way. Like all of the super important cool things are like in the middle. Also, another thing that I've noticed about Auburn that's different from a lot of other schools is like the football stadium, the arena, all of the athletic things are like mixed in with all of the academic things. So it's really cool because you kind of get to see like everything at once. Whereas like I've been to other campuses where like the football field is like way off somewhere. Last thing I did not like about Auburn was something that a lot of people can relate to and expect, is the dining is very expensive in a way, and it can be really expensive, especially if you're living, I guess, on campus and you're relying to get that food like constantly, whereas like you may not have like a kitchen in your dorm. And I did this, like I said, I was friends with athletes, so one of the perks of being friends with them was a lot of them, they would pay for my food a lot of the time. That was really nice because like there's a place called the Wellness Kitchen. If you've been to Auburn, I love the Wellness Kitchen. It's kind of like health focused a lot of the times, but they do have things like pizza and like a pasta bar, and like we'll do random theme nights like homemade like southern food like fried chicken and stuff. So it's kind of like a compilation of different things, but they do always have like healthy options, like a nice salad bar. They have sushi a lot of the time, so it kind of just depends when you go. Anyway, those prices are raising constantly from like when I first got to Auburn versus like when I graduated. I think it was like $10 when I first started and got like 13 or something for lunch, and then dinner was like over $20, which is just like crazy to me. However, you do get a lot of food, but for a student, like if you're paying for your own food, it can be a lot. But another thing, like to kind of contradict that, Auburn does have really, really good on-campus dining. Some people that go to Auburn may not see that, but as like I said, I've been to other campuses and Auburn has some great food. Like they have one of the top Chick-fil-A's on campuses in the country, if I said that right. They have like Starbucks and a lot of like local food trucks on campus. They have like a lot of options. They have some cafeteria style places. They have like a Panda. Honestly, I don't really know what they have right now because I haven't been in so long, and like I said, it has been 2 years. Yeah, Auburn does have a lot of good options for food, which is really, really nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to make a part 2 because I definitely can. Like I said, I graduated not over 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and it's crazy how much things change. So some of these things may be better now, but thank you so much again for watching this video, and let me know if you want to see more Auburn content. And I'm actually going to be filming 2 more Auburn videos today, which is very exciting. So yeah, I will see y'all soon. War Eagle, and if you want to go to Auburn, you definitely should. So thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.